Took a shot at Henny, y'all could go and brace it. They know they talk that stick talk.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Slick Talk Real Convos. I'm your host, Rick Wandike, a.k.a. Slick Rick. And we have a long overdue guest at Casa Wandike today. We have my homie Toris, a.k.a. Coach Toris, a.k.a. T, a.k.a. Shido, a.k.a.
that dude.
Welcome to the podcast.
I am happy to be here. I've been waiting to tell my story. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because you're a fool.
Been waiting to tell my story.
So this is long overdue. Obviously, shout out to Denise, my best friend. She was the first guest. I wanted you to be somewhere in the beginning, but episode 10 is also a big milestone. So episode 10 Slick Talk, this is dope. The reason I wanted you as a guest, aside from the fact that we're boys, you're my homie, I've known you for 13 years now. You named the podcast 7 years ago, unintentionally, indirectly, gave the nickname to me, Slick Rick, which is why this is called Slick Talk, obviously. Do you remember that night?
You have to start me off. You know, you got the memory of an elephant.
All right, before we start off with the story, let's start off with the cheers. Salud. We got
salad.
What'd you request today?
Hennessy, what you mean?
A little bit of
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. Unfortunately, not in the Henny Cave. I just like to set up so much more. I finally got my pictures up, y'all. That's cool.
Looking pretty cool back here. My big body's covering up.
Kobe
dunking on somebody. It looks nice back there.
Mm-hmm. So the story that I remember, we went to dinner like every normal time. It was you, me, Cav, Joe, and Scott. The funny thing about that is I remember walking to the bar. We always went to Freddy's 35er. And I remember putting the camera on y'all. And, you know, Joe had to say, so she was like, oh, we fucking out here, like, whatever. And I said, Sloppy Joe, Cavy Cav. And then that's at the time your stage name was 6 Cents. So all y'all had nicknames. I was just Rick, Ricky, whatever. And then by the end of the night is when you gave me the nickname Slick Rick. Does any of this ring a bell to you?
I do remember going out like that in that fashion. Obviously, you know, everybody having nicknames. I want to remember why I called you Slick Rick. I have a guess. I'm pretty sure I know why, but I'm gonna need you to tell us.
All right, so
tell the people.
So we went to 35 like we always did. Got the hookup from the homie bartender. Like we always did. I ain't gonna say names. Shout out to you. You know who you are.
All the time.
Great times. And it came down with the second round, 6 drinks for all of us, and whatever. This girl bumped me. This little petite girl bumped me on the dance floor, and I was like, "Oh, my bad." Like I knew it was her fault, but I'm trying to be nice. I got all these fucking drinks in my hand. I'm like, "All right, excuse me." She bumped me again, and I was like, "Hold up, I don't know what she want." You guys, I went over her, gave you all the drinks. Her and I started talking. She's like, "Oh, I remember you. You're friends with my friend from middle school, Claudia. Shout out to Claudia. That's my best friend. I saw you here like a month and a half ago." And blah, blah, blah. So we just started chopping it up. We started talking the night away, dancing the night away. Had a good time. And then y'all, right before last call, because we took the train, I drove all of us to, you know, Irwindale Gold Line Station. Yeah. And Joe and Scott had already left. It was just you and Cav with some other high school homies that y'all met there. And you came up to me while I was talking to this girl. And you were like, hey, we about to dip. You ready? And I'm looking like, and I was like, I'll catch up to y'all. And I felt bad because I'm like, fuck, I drove. Like, they're going to have to wait for me. I said, I can't. I'm not too far behind because we got last call right now. So we're going to be chilling.
Oh, my God.
So y'all went on the train, and you can tell your story after. But the girl ended up giving me a ride back to the train station where the truck was. And we pull up, y'all sitting in the truck bed waiting. And you popped out, and you were like, you ain't going to believe this shit. And I said, hold up. And I said, good night to her, you know, kiss, whatever. She left. And then I get out the car, and you said, is that the girl from the bar? I said, yeah. Where'd she stay at? And I was like, oh, Monte. She drove you out here? I said, yeah. And you said, you're like, this motherfucker got a girl to bring him back to his car? That's some slick shit. Hey, Slick Rick. Hey, okay. And then you told me the story of what happened on the train. So that's how I got the nickname Slick Rick. He was the one who gave me the nickname. You were also there when I got the nickname Rude Ass Rick at La Cita. And then I believe you also helped me get the nickname Rico Reckless. I think we kind of collaborated on that. You were calling me Rick Reckless Rick or Rick Reckless or something. and I took the nickname that Bobby Lane from Covina, if you remember Bobby. He always called me Rico for some reason. He knew my name, but he was like, "Nah, you just Rico, whatever." It's like, okay. So I just took that Rico Reckless. That's how that happened. Do you care to tell your story on the train?
I am not telling the train story. I'm sorry, I can't tell that story. But what I can tell you, I'm gonna tell you to people: be careful what you do to people that you don't know on a train. You don't know what mood somebody's in. They might be in a fighting mood. You might get jumped. That's it. That's all I can tell you about that. You might get jumped. Stop playing with people. Be nice to everybody.
From all our days of going out to Pasadena, do you have a favorite time or anything that sticks out in your mind?
My favorite time for sure. We went so many times, but there's one time we had went, and I remember we were walking back to the train, and we got to the corner, and some dudes were arguing in front of was it Club 54, whatever the corner one was,
Yeah.
and the dudes were arguing, and I can't remember exactly who was with us, but I know Lenny was with us. Lenny was for sure with us.
Shout out to Lenny.
Shout out to my boy Lenny, but Lenny was there, and yeah, they started hopping some dude. Not Lenny. Lenny was just standing really close to the situation, but he didn't jump in. But they was hopping that dude. I don't know if he hit a girl or what happened, but he started getting beat up by just random people. It wasn't even the people in the situation. It was like him and two other people, and a couple dudes from over there ran in. Lenny was just standing over there. It just, yeah, that got bad. I thought that was pretty funny though, because the cops. I remember standing at the corner and like right in front of me, everyone's getting jumped, and the cops are over here. It's like 4 cops, and I'm standing there looking, and I'm looking at the cops. I'm looking back at the fight, like, oh man, dude getting hot.
So Dina that was an era. It's not the same anymore. It hasn't been the same since COVID, obviously.
Absolutely not.
A lot of shit's changed. I will say one of my favorite times we went out to Pasadena is when we celebrated your birthday at Club 54. It was a good time. That was, I think the summer of 2019. You hit your Kobe year, and your dad went too. Shout out to Tyrone.
The guy's a life of a party, man.
Nah, he's funny as shit. He's cool. For you, outside of Dina, do you have any favorite memories of here at Casa Guandique and the Henny Cave, any backyard boogies, kickbacks, etc.?
Oh man, any memories here? There's so many. Oh my God, remember that one time?
I think I know what you're gonna bring up, but you go ahead.
You already know what I'm about to say. When was it Joe's family?
Mm-hmm.
Joe's family was getting into it with
my coworkers.
With your coworkers. And, yeah, they were trying to fight. That was pretty funny. Yeah, that was probably one of the funniest times here. That was
annoying.
Hands down hilarious.
That was so. I mean, I had, that whole night was dope up until that point, and then I got pissed because
it was a big party.
It was a big ass kickback. But yeah, no, that's a good memory. I think my favorite memory here, like that you were also present for. You know what? I'll say the barbecue that during COVID when Janice was grilling for us. That was kind of cool. Mm. That was a good time.
Wasn't that like her birthday or something?
No, this was like the start of COVID, like March 2020 or some shit. And just a few of y'all came over and she was grilling.
We were not outside during quarantine times.
I was. It is what it is, man.
We were not outside.
I was outside. Speaking of outside, you've been coaching football since we graduated high school. Uh-huh. How long have you been coaching wrestling? Around the same time?
I usually take a couple years off from that. So I usually say maybe 10, 11 years.
And then track
the whole time.
So my question for you is, as a student athlete prior to being a coach, what made you want to get into that coaching?
Coming out of our senior year, I really felt like I didn't really get as much as I wanted out of like our football season. And I was kind of contemplating if I wanted to continue playing or not. I came to the conclusion that I really didn't want to play anymore, but I liked being around football. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going to go to a school that doesn't have a team, Cal Poly Pomona. Shout out Cal Poly. You guys sucked at the time. Quarter system. The hell was wrong with you? But Cal Poly Pomona, I went there, and they didn't have a football team. I wanted to be involved still, so I started helping out on freshmen, and then from there, I just really enjoyed like the coaching aspect of it. Like, it's not as exhilarating as playing, but like
No.
it's still pretty exciting, and it's cool to see like the kids maturing and like developing and becoming better players or becoming better people. Because some kids are like absolutely terrible when we first get them, and then somewhere around their junior senior year, you're like, oh yeah, you're not a terrible person anymore. You figured it out. Hallelujah! Look at that. So that really drew me into that. So I guess the leadership aspect of it, of trying to help people out, giving game, giving knowledge that you might not have got necessarily yourself, but that you picked up
Mm-hmm.
on the way, stuff like that.
So obviously, I joined the football team our senior year. Was a bench warmer. I ain't ashamed to say it. Think I said that to my former basketball player. I never lied to y'all. I wasn't shit in high school, like as an athlete. I just love sports. I love being around sports. I wish I would have joined the Covina team when I first transferred in sophomore year, but I came late. I didn't know how that worked. Whatever. Joined senior year, and obviously, I got to know you more as well as like some of our other friends that we still kick it with that year. But on the player aspect, you shifting from center to tackle back to like you had to make changes and it happened pretty seamlessly. I'm not trying to gas you because you're a homie, but just like no, like the IQ was always there. So when you said that you were going to coach, it made sense to me. I was like, yeah, I can see that because and especially specializing as a line coach because you also could have played D line if you really wanted to. I don't know why the fuck they didn't play you. Wash.
Nah, that's not Washington's fault.
No, just kidding.
I didn't want to play D line. I'll say this right now because I said it before. I feel like I said it yesterday to someone. I didn't want to play D line because at Covina, I remember them being really specific on the pursuit part of our defense, and like in my head, I was like, man, at the end of offensive play, once the ball's gone, I don't got to keep blocking this guy.
That's
Like I
true.
can get down the field. On defense, you got to be running and running and running. Wasn't with that, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop. Looking back though, I definitely should have just maximized everything I did and tried to play everywhere. 100%.
I think you would have been good on both sides, but yeah, it made sense to me you being a coach, and just like you, I understand like just wanting to be around it. Even me as a player, as a bench warmer, just being around y'all, dressing up, getting in the locker room, running onto the field, warming up and shit. That shit is like you get hyped. Even as a bench warmer, I was hyped. You remember, I used to fucking run up and on the sideline. I look for you when we score a touchdown, fucking bumping in you, like, let's fucking go, Toris. But for me, like I think. Also, now as being a PA announcer for multiple schools, including our alma mater, I still kind of get that small sensation of like, yeah, it's fucking dope. I'm about to go watch football, be around football, contribute to this game in some form or another. You made the switch this year to go to Glendora because you've been working there as a full-time employee for the last 5 years, 6 years? Damn,
Yeah.
time flies. So now you are a coach for football, head wrestling coach?
Absolutely not.
Assistant.
Assistant, yes, sir.
And the head track and field coach.
Head track and field coach,
I know
yes, sir.
you take great pride in your track and field kids. Go ahead and you can
man.
go ahead and give your team some promo right now.
Give my team some promo.
Gas them up.
I don't know who would ever see this video. I hope no one from my team sees it, but Glendora Track and Field has been doing great. The last few years, we really developed our sprint program. We've seen our distance program get maximized. Last year, the boys won CIF, and they got second place in their state division in cross country. Came to track, and they dominated. We had a lot of kids go to college last year for track and other sports, or track and cross country. 3 kids went to Cal Baptist. We got a kid that's at Cal Poly Pomona. We got a couple kids at Cal State San Marcos. We have alumni right now that are at UC Berkeley. We got a kid that's at UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara. There's a lot of kids everywhere right now. From our team currently right now, we got a senior sprinter. He should be getting out to a college this year. What school, I'm not 100% sure, but Isaiah Pena, remember the name. That guy's going to be out there. Our 4x1 team should be pretty legit this year with Isaiah Pena, his brother, Jonathan Pena, Riley Lightborn, and whoever else we add as our anchor leg. That's a solid group right there, man. Those kids are impressive to watch. it's been very impressive being the head coach of that program and seeing like the type of talent that we were able to get out of the kids that were already going to the school, not necessarily out of kids that were transferring in.
Yeah.
Like we don't have transfers coming in like that. These
homegrown talent.
all Glendora kids, man. So I be trying to tell some people, it's cool though. I feel like we're slowly helping the community see that like track and field is also a way for them to get to college and play sports in college and like get part of their school paid for. I feel like in that specific neighborhood over there in Glendora, a lot of those kids grow up playing football and playing baseball, and not a lot of them even see track until they get to high school. So like being able to expose them to that when they first get there and like give them a good experience with track is like
it's dope.
It's super dope right now. Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna ask, you did track all 4 years in high school?
Yeah, I wasn't great, but yeah. I mean, honestly, trackflation. Everybody knows what trackflation is man, from back then to now, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like back then, if you was throwing 120, you was on that. Right now, if you're throwing 120 in our league, not there. Like you're not getting nothing. 120, you're not even making like top 5. You need to be in like the 160s, bro. It's so crazy. The trackflation is real. Get your game up. It's crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
And you wrestled 3 years in high school?
No, I only wrestled like 1.5 years, 2 years.
What made you want
some on and off stuff?
What made you want to do wrestling?
Honestly, I was upset with how my junior year of football was going. I had to miss time because of money constricts and stuff. And you know, after that, I kind of just like, all right, I want to try another sport. Like, let me try something I haven't done. Wrestling's a great sport. Definitely the toughest sport ever. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak of mind. You know, I even stopped. Like, I quit. I quit at a point. I quit junior year. I was like, man, this is too much.
That conditioning,
too much.
I never did it, but just seeing the conditioning while we were doing football, whatever, I'd be like, oh hell, that shit looks crazy.
It's definitely one of the most fun sports like to participate in, as far as the sport goes. Competing in wrestling is crazy. It's like one of the craziest feelings ever. You know, it's really a one-on-one battle. You get to see who like, you know, you get to dominate. See who really like that. Yeah. So I feel like it's a special sport, man. But it's so hard, and I respect to anybody that makes it through, that even tries it out. Like, I give you props for going to try it, because there's people will not. There's so many people that won't try it at all.
I definitely did not. I kind of wish I did, and I probably would have also quit after doing maybe even a day of those, one practice of those workouts, the conditioning and shit. But even just to get that experience, and maybe learn some other workouts that could help me now in life. Like if I would have been doing those workouts this whole time, obviously be in much better shape or have that technique. I think that would have been, because my only wrestling experience is watching WWE growing up.
WWE.
That's not. And now UFC, obviously, as an adult, there's some wrestling involved in that. Not really, like grappling and shit.
No, it's wrestling involved in UFC.
There's people with wrestling backgrounds who.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For wrestling now, as a coach, is there you coached CIF champion before?
I did coach a CIF champion. Shout out to Britt Milligan, Covina's first women's individual CIF champion. Yeah, shout out to Britt. Britt went out there and did that. Won CIF and she won Masters. That was a crazy experience. I feel like that was a crazy experience because like with some of the other wrestlers, obviously we weren't gonna work as close. You know, me being an upper weight wrestler, I'm not helping the 106s that much. Like, I can help with basic stuff, but like once you really get into funk rolling and doing stuff like that, like there's a disconnect. You know, there's some things I might not know, or like I didn't know at that time. I know now just because I've been coaching for so long. But with Brittany, we were able to help a lot. You know, I was able to help out with Coach Mike that year. You know, shout out Coach Shermer. I feel like Kyle was still there at that point. Shout out to my boy Sherm, man. But she brought it, man. She was definitely one of the kids that like when she first came into the room, I was like, I'm not sure how long she's gonna last, but like she has a motor and she has like a will to not get pinned. You know, she doesn't want to get turned over. So that was like a really important point for her. And then just working with her, working on her offense. When she first got in that first year, she won some matches, she lost some matches, she wrestled some champs. And a lot of the matches she lost, it was just because of her lack of offense. But then that second year when she came back and she developed a little bit of offense, she just needed a little bit, man. She developed a little bit of offense, got a little takedown. It was a wrap. She was taking out everybody. I know she probably wanted to win more belts, like more championship belts. But her winning CIF and Masters, that's like hats off to you. Ain't been done again,
Or before.
Shout out to Alyssa Phillips. She the next one up. She's wrestling this year. I'm not sure if she is, but keep your eye out.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite memory and or a highlight from your playing career, and then one from your coaching career?
Mm-hmm.
Any sport, or if you have to categorize by sport, go ahead.
My favorite playing highlight, like something that happened in the game that I was just like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard as an offensive lineman to be like my favorite pancake, or I feel like my favorite play. There was a time we ran a screen. I'll never forget it because I felt like I was moving with the wind, boy. And when we ran the screen, I passed up a Rocho and made the initial block, and then he kind of had to like peel off and go do my job and get up the alley with the running back. Shout out Frankie. Frankie was out there running it, man. And yeah, I just remember that play because we got to the sideline and our coach was kind of upset, and I was like, "Hey, man, I got there first. Like, what you want me to do? Not block him? Like, I just saw the dude and nobody on the side of me. I know what's happening." So that was probably my favorite as a player, as a coach. These last couple of weeks with Glendora, beating coaching JV, by the way, coaching a little defense, beating Charter Oak and beating Bonita, and like not really ever facing those schools like that at Covina. That was pretty cool to me, especially because those are both games where we had to hold them under 21 points, and we had a walk-off touchdown with Bonita and Charter Oak. We were almost the same situation, so like it feels good. Yeah. It feels good, So those are crazy as a coach. When we went to CIF with Covina,
of course, I was gonna
not necessarily. I mean, the CIF game was cool. Don't get me wrong, but the semi game, like going for two in overtime, and everyone like rushing the field, like there ain't no feeling like that, man. There ain't no feeling. There's probably a better feeling, and that's winning the CIF, which we did not.
Lost by touchdown.
It like that moment that was pretty cool. Like that was like a top coaching moment. I was like, wow. Oh, and watching Brittany win CIF. Yeah. We weren't all there, but we were watching like in a classroom on campus. Like all the wrestlers were there, so that was pretty dope to see too.
I think if I had a favorite moment of your being around your coaching career, because like I said, you coached Covina for 12 years after we graduated. And you being the homie, I pull up to the games, just being around the team because I love football. But that CIF semifinals at Culver City in overtime, they go down and score, kick a field goal, whatever. We come down and score. Brown goes for 2. Alawa punches it in. And like you said, storming the field was sick. Like being on the sideline was dope, but as soon as I saw everyone take off, I'm like, fuck that. I'm in this shit now. I'm running. And then I think the video's still on my Instagram, and in the background, it's you like walking onto the field, like strutting. And I want to say Jesse. Was it?
Nah, it's Andrew.
Andrew. It was Andrew. And he fucking tries to bump you, and he was like, you stomp your foot into the ground and then bump him. It was a beautiful moment. The next week, like you said, the CIF Championship game hosted at Covina District Field, broadcast on TV, playing against Catella High School.
Packed out.
That's the most packed I've ever seen Covina District Field. And the only other time it might have been that big was probably in '95 when Covina won CIF. Maybe.
It might have got that big when South Hills or Northview were in that championship at home too.
I didn't.
Ours was cool though. Ours was first. We lost,
But no, that was a good hell of a game. We lost by 1 touchdown. Their quarterback was basically a fullback. We couldn't tackle him. We had hitters on that defense.
Not tackle.
Couldn't bring him down. It was a hard game to lose or watch. And then from your playing career, I think you stepping in at Nogales when unfortunately Berto went down is probably my favorite, only because of how you came off the field. And I was like, "You good?" And you were out of breath. And you said, "Hell no, I'm fucking gassed." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "You don't fucking see what I'm doing over here? I'm over here, kick step. trying to cover this fucking end. That shit had me cracking up. That's probably my favorite moment from you playing.
That dude was giving me word. I was so mad that game because I was like, man, going from center when you're playing, you're pass blocking and everything's kind of like right in front of you to go on the tackle, and like now everything's over there. Like now I'm trying to block that guy over there. Like, oh man, I was crazy. I was so mad about that. That was fun though, man. Playing football was great.
It was nice to be on the team and get some garbage time in my senior year.
I always felt like I should have went to Citrus right out of high school and like played or something. I feel like I would have got
some offers.
I would have played a little bit more. I ain't the smallest person in the world. I wasn't this big, but like I wasn't little.
I think honestly, if you would have played at Citrus, you might have got like some offers, maybe D3,
little D2, little D3, little NAIA.
Yeah, I think you could have played all 4 years.
I would have worked it out a little bit.
But
live and you learn, though.
No, it's cool. I mean, you chose a path, and you're still on that path. It's not like you coach for a year and you're like, or coach for a handful of years and you're like, I should have kept playing. Like, this is a part of your journey now, your career, to kick knowledge to the next generations that came.
It's a job now.
It's money now. Helps pay some bills now. So it's a good segue. You coming out of high school, out of our friend group, you were the only one that went straight to a 4-year. Cal Poly Pomona. While you're at Cal Poly Pomona, you, like you said, coaching, being a student. You also joined a club or a group, the 4 Elements of Hip Hop Club.
Oh, the 4 Elements Club. So it was this club that I ran into at school, where they're like, yeah, we have these people in the club, and we practice the 4 Elements. So we have some graph artists over there. We got some dancers. We got some producers. We got some MCs. I personally always loved making music or being a part of music, from being in band when I was in elementary school and being in choir back then, to getting into middle school and being able to take guitar as an elective. Shortly after that, being in a band.
Get a refill real quick.
Being in a band during high school, playing in the band with my friends, playing little venues, playing at the Whiskey a Go-Go, and at the Queen Mary, and at the Glass House in Pomona, and doing stuff like that. So I always had like an itch for performing and being on stage, kind of, even though I have the worst stage fright ever, I swear to God.
That's crazy.
But I love being out there, So like that, just all that being bottled up, I was like, maybe I want to rhyme a little bit, do a little poetry. So I went out and started doing that. That wasn't bad. I did some performances with them, for them.
I hate how modest this motherfucker's being right now, bro.
From that, I ended up going out and like getting my own rap shows, and then eventually like just going through different genres and like making different type of rap music. Then I was doing stuff with auto-tune. Then I was making stuff for mosh pits, and then it's just a whole lot, man.
So let me go back to the beginning. You said you did band in elementary. What instrument?
Take a guess.
The recorder.
That's not a part of band, motherfucker.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I can. That's a
recorder.
I was like, that's what everyone fucking played in band. Drums.
Nah, you would think. I played clarinet. Reason I played clarinet,
head ass.
Right? Honestly, I should have played saxophone. I always look back and I'm like, man, why didn't you play the saxophone? Like, that's literally the coldest woodwind thing, little brass thing you could have did. But no, I played the clarinet because my friends at the time, Andres and Esteban Nuelas.
That's a different.
Yeah, it's a different Esteban, not the one we see all the time now.
Shout out to both Esteban.
Shout out to all the Estebans in our lives. But the Esteban and Andres were playing clarinet, and those were like my friends that were doing band. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just do what they're doing and play the clarinet too. Definitely should have played saxophone or drums though. Mm-hmm.
And then middle school, you said you took guitar as an elective.
Yeah,
you also mentioned to me before that you taught yourself how to play the guitar, basically.
I taught myself how to play bass guitar.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But elective guitar at Treywick Middle School in West Covina. They did guitars and elective with Mr. Brivek. So we took that as a whole year. He didn't teach us how to play, how to shred or do anything like that. You weren't learning that, but you would learn chords. He was teaching us how to read music. We learned how to play like classical guitar. So the guitar will be over here on my left leg. So if you ever see me sitting down playing guitar and most people play with the body of the guitar on their right if they're right-handed. I'm always like between my legs because I'm used to playing classic, so that's like it was random, but that was cool, yeah.
And then I remember you tell because you be first of all, again, keep gassing you. You're one of the funniest dudes I know, and you always be talking shit. So you telling me that you have stage fright, and you've been you've been telling me this for years, even back when you first joined the Four Elements, when you would perform on stage, when you as a part of your band, as a rapper, whatever, any sort of performer, you'd be like, nah, I'm hella nervous. I'm like, but like you don't. You're just like, yeah, I'm nervous. You like no emotion. I'm nervous. Yeah, I want to be up here. People looking at me and shit. But I'm gonna say myself, you're a great performer, great musician. I've seen you play. In your band. I've seen you perform. You're a good lyricist and not just beats. You did fuck around with autotune for a while. Bankroll, all gas.
Shout out, Bankroll.
I have to ask because I've shown people your stuff over the years, or sometimes if I'm riding in the car and they're like, "Who's this?" And I was actually a homie, and they're like, "What? Is he still rap?" Nah, why not, man?
I stopped rapping because I always told myself if I didn't make it by like, nah, dead ass, dead ass. What you mean, rapping? I always told myself if I didn't make it past like 25 rapping, like I'm gonna just stop making rap music. I felt like it was really angsty and like I don't know, a lot angry. Like we're not angry like that no more. Like it doesn't feel
with it.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel authentic making music sometimes like that when you're not, really feeling that. So I just stopped rapping. I did keep playing the band stuff, playing guitar and stuff.
I kind of feel you like maybe in like 10, 15 years you might get that itch again to start rapping about some shit.
I feel like if I rap, I gotta make like cocaine raps or like you gotta make like Griselda raps.
Up all night like it's natural.
Nah, that's too trappy. Like real just spitting bars at you raps. Like if I'm not doing that, I feel like it's just weird. Like too old for all that.
What's your favorite? I'm gonna ask you what Chris Van Vliet asked John Cena. What's your favorite bar that you've ever spit?
I ever spit? No. My favorite bar that I ever spit is for sure Pussy Nigga Straight Soft. How did I know? He saw me in the corner, so he got ghosts. Every time you see me moving, you should get low. You a punk ass nigga, you can die slow. All these niggas got me tripping what they say, though. Why you speaking like a bitch on my name, bro? Niggas switching lanes and get a different name, bro. I do what the fuck I want with my name, ho. 6 cents, I'm the man with the fucking plan. You a soft ass nigga, only moving clans. You want talking bitch on money, I ain't fucking playing. Catch a nigga slipping, go super saiyan. Loads motherfucker up like Taliban. Nah, that's not of those. It's none of those. It's none of those.
Shut the fuck.
It's none of those. I'm getting there. Loads motherfucker up like Taliban. John Will never cared about a nigga playing. I can say that. I know what bar it is. Like I gotta get the song. That's what's fucked up. Hold on.
Go ahead. While you do that, let me go ahead and tell you my favorite bar.
Yeah,
because it's from a silly rap. But you know what? It was from when we did the oldie remix. You see these bag of nuts. Yeah, you need to grow these. It's been about a year now. We the closest homies. We started a mob. We ain't even old enough to rent a hoe. We got your girlfriends on both knees.
I was out there spinning.
This is for my homies in the corner getting wrongfully secluded, going crazy.
Chris Dorner.
The ones that got pushed around and kicked out because of stupid swaggy shit. You want to take his bitch out. Just that first part was hard. You see these bag of nuts. Yeah, you need to grow these. It's been about a year now. We the close homies. We started a mob. We ain't even old enough to rent a hoe. We got your girlfriend on both knees. That shit was fire.
Boy,
shit.
I thought I was in our future.
So while he's looking this up, senior year, we're in a videography class with our then head coach and current Covina head coach Brown, and me, him, and the homie Ray at the time. The homie Jomar wasn't like it was a good group in that class. Me and the homie Ray would be bullshitting in that class all the time, looking at YouTube videos. And one of the videos I popped up was the oldie song by Odd Future, the fucking collab with all the Odd Future members. 10-minute song. If y'all have heard it before, it's a good ass song. I like it. It's a vibe. And we were in that class, and I was like, "Oh, we could probably do this shit." And so we had a big ass group at the time. I think we always rolled like 16 deep, 15, 16 deep, whenever we like kicked it. And we went. I brought y'all over. We recorded on my sister's old Mac on GarageBand. And I think I wrote basically the whole song except for your verses and part of Roro's verse. Overall, the song's super corny. Like I'm not a real like I can write a little bit, but as far as like when it comes to bars,
John Cena raps.
Yes, for sure. Like just goofy ass raps. Overall, I think it's still a funny song. I'll listen to it every now and again to get a good laugh. But even when you recorded your verse and then you closed it out, I was like, damn. Because, for me, like my raps to me were elementary. So you came and then you were on your own. You weren't going to like their beat like da 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 da. You were da 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 da. Like it was fast. It was smooth, and it still worked in the song. It didn't seem out of place. I mean, it seemed out of place in the sense of like the lyrics were, the bars were much more sophisticated, I guess. But it was still a fun song. I still listen to that song all the time. If I put that song on the internet, we'd for sure get canceled. I'd get canceled. Some of the homies would get canceled because we're dumbass high school kids. But that shit was funny.
My favorite bars for sure. I found it. Watch, look.
Go ahead.
Motherfuckers want to. Hold on. I got you. Cut the fucking beat. Defeat me, motherfuckers want to beat me. Niggas know where I stay, won't see me. You a fan, pussy voice on a CD. Hate him, but you got my songs on repeat. Repeat like a missile, I'm a C-key. Still beat a nigga ass on GP. We can throw them hands if you need sleep. I can catch a nigga slipping if you creep. Like that right there, boy, I felt like I was writing that one. Oh my God. I was out there writing that one. That those are like some of my favorite right there, just off the top, just because of how it hit on that song. That shit was hitting hard.
Nah, that shit's clean. I will say another favorite of mine. Not that it's your best, because you've definitely done better, but something that was iconic when you dropped it was "Need money, I go for the jewels. And I work at the school."
We're going to have to blurt that out. I don't need nobody talking about that. Oh my God, I was just saying shit. I was like, no one's going to hear this shit. And then everyone started to hear that shit. It was stupid.
Also, Bankroll, where you say, bitch, I'm 22. So what did you say? Bitch, I'm 20. I'm so fucking thankful.
Oh, that's on my bad.
Well, no, like you say something about like, this is 2018, right before you turn 23, but you say, bitch, I'm 22. I don't know if you say I'm trying to fuck. So what's the games for? Bitch, I'm 22. I'm trying to fuck. So what's the games for?
Nah.
What do you say?
Nah, what? I gotta go find it, bro.
You know what's funny? So
we're getting the lyrics wrong on the fucking.
Well, yeah, motherfucker, because you mumble a lot too. But also, what's funny? I'll bring this up. Fuck you. What's funny about this is the one time I remember this when we performed at that small little place in LA.
My lord.
And we did. I helped you do. I think.
Yeah.
And you were like, you missed your line because you forgot your lyrics. Your memory's not that great, I guess. But I was doing your backup vocal, so I finished it for you, and you're like, oh, thank God. And then you told me after you said, I was like, you forget? You're like, yeah, I forgot. He goes, I be forgetting sometimes. I'm like, damn, motherfucker, you wrote this shit. He goes, man, I be writing, like, I don't know, it's too many fucking songs. I'm like, you hear the beat, you should remember. Like, that shit was funny. And also, Burnt as Fuck, 4 Elements of Hip Hop show at Cal Poly Pomona.
Oh, my lord.
I'll say it. When Brandon fucked up your hook. That shit was funny.
That was funny.
That was because I remember I was like,
shout out my boy Brandon, one of my best friends since I was in elementary school.
I remember I was like, oh, do you want me to go up there and do your backup? You said, fuck nah, Brandon's gonna do it, and I was like, whatever, fool. I was like, man, fuck y'all. Like, I'll still go support. And then I went, and then he fucked up. He switched up the words, and you started laughing on stage, audibly laughing into the mic. You're like, and I think that might. That shit was funny. Good times with you performing. More fun times for me doing your backup vocals, because it's clearly being a PA announcer, doing karaoke all the time. I clearly also have an affinity for wanting to perform. Doing this podcast, not really a performance. This is real combo. This is really how I be. But like, just I'm not afraid of stage. Like I never had stage fright. I've never been afraid of having attention. I think it's a middle child thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a first child. I need that. The line from Bankroll is actually, I'm just trying to talk. I'm 22, so what's the game's for?
There you go.
Yes, sir. We don't do the profanity in the raps. I'm just playing.
That's the fuck you ain't no fucking Will Smith. Speaking of shy, I'll put myself on the spot because this is a funny ass story that you were there for. Right after we graduated, you, me, and this fool, homie Matt's out here, by the way. Shout out to Matt.
Matt's out there.
We went to that party in the IE, and there was that girl, thick ass girl, at the party, and I don't know why. Like, just I've always, shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot.
And this is before I was Slick Rick. You know me since high school, so the fact that
shoot or shoot.
The fact that Slick Rick is a thing now, I know to me is crazy. I know to the homies who've known me for a while, it's kind of like, out of all people, this motherfucker. But back then, I was still not shy to like approach. Go ahead, what you guys say?
I ain't got nothing to say.
That thick ass girl at the party, staying with her friends, and I was all like, for a couple hours, I'm like, should I ask? Should I not ask? What's the worst she could say? So I go up and ask this girl to dance. And for sure, the thickest girl at the party.
Thick one.
Fine as hell.
The thickest.
And I'm, shoot or shoot. She hadn't danced with anybody the whole night. So I'm like,
she was playing crazy defense. She was, get off me. Get off me. Nigga, I ain't dancing with you.
So I was, I always, shout out to my sister because she always, she always, from a young age, she told me how to like properly approach a woman, not be a fucking creep or a weirdo. So just like, put my chest up, went up, walked up to her, tapped her on the shoulder. And I was like, hey, excuse me, you want to dance? And she was with all her homegirls in the circle. And she looked at me, she looked at them, she looked back at me. She was nice about it. She was like, no, I'm okay, thank you. And I was like, all right, no worries. Because it was going to bother me if I didn't ask. I turn around, and as soon as I turn around, guess who's fucking waiting for? This is waiting for me. This right here, what he's doing. Boom.
Boom.
Shot down.
Shot down. Boy, we were terrible kids. That was mean.
That shit had me cracking up. I did not feel bad at all.
Trying to make my friend feel better. All right, guys.
No, he was being a fucking dick.
No way.
But that shit was funny. I can't be mad at that. And again, she was curving every dude crazy that night. So the fact that I got off easy. She could for sure have been like, hand up. She could have just brushed me off. She didn't even have to respond. So she was nice about it. She was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you. I was like, all right, for sure. But then it turned to that. Later that night, funny ass story, is you and me were, chilling on the dance floor. And then I was like, you trying to dance with them? For sure. Cool. So I go up, ask these two girls to dance. They said, yeah. And then I started dancing with one. And then her drunk ass friend was like, where's your friend? And you were right behind her. And I pointed at you and I was like, you're right there. And as soon as she turned, some motherfucker slid in front of you.
Right in front of me. I was like, whoa.
And I said, oh, shit.
Tragic.
And I looked at you and you said, no, I'm good. And I saw you do this. Guys, I'm not bullshitting. This is what I saw. Slide. Caught another girl. Started dancing. I was like, hell yeah. That was smooth. That was smooth shit.
Factual. It's all factual.
Any funny, aside from Dina, aside from my house, any other funny stories from times we've gone out with the homies?
Times we've gone out, man.
For you?
Man.
Even in any of our debauchery when we were younger that you don't really care to talk about.
I remember that one time. So it's not a go out story. This is just random shit. But when I fell off that roof at
that's exactly what
you're talking about. That was crazy.
When
we were young, playing tag
with
man,
BB guns,
running around, being some youngsters.
Being some dumb
My ass
asses.
climbed up on the roof without a way to get down off the roof. So I told myself, I was like, I was standing at the edge of the roof. There's a fence. I was like, look, you're going to put two hands on the fence. You're going to take your feet off the roof and attach to the fence. You're going to attach my legs to the fence. So my body was supposed to swing, and I was supposed to, just control it and attach to the fence. What ended up happening was my body swung. It swung past the fence. I got scared and let go and landed flat on my back. Fell from the top. Just pow. Landed on my back. And I just laid there. And laughed. Took in the embarrassment because there's nothing else I can do besides get up and be there embarrassed. I just laid there. That was great.
That was hilarious. That for sure is the funniest thing I've seen happen to you. Which is funny because, like, again, going back to high school, to me, you were like were coordinated in football, great footwork,
Coordinated as shit.
strong. There's even that time in high school where I jumped, and I was running after you, and my sandal got caught on the ledge, and I almost fell. You remember that shit?
Yes.
You thought I was? You were like, "Oh my god!"
Thought you was about to die, big dog. I was like, Ricky's gone. He's gone.
But there was that time, the time at Covina Bowling Alley when we were leaving.
I fell again. I have a history of falling in front of people. Actually, I'll tell a funny story. Not from when we were young, but I was out there coaching, and one of my kids was like, "Hey, coach, after the season, we need to go hoop." And I was like, "Y'all ain't trying to go hoop. I'll hoop y'all up." I did a step back. I did a step back to my right leg on the field with some shoes on that had no grip on the bottom of motherfuckers. My leg slid. I broke my ankle. That's when I fractured my ankle, and then my knee popped. So I messed up some ligaments in my knee all at the same time. Fell down in front of my whole team. So any of my kids from my team sees this, they all know. They're all laughing. I was laughing. I just had to get up laughing. I thought I just hurt myself. I didn't think I really injured my shit. You feel me? So I got up and I went over to our nurse, our trainer, and she was like, "Yeah, you probably just sprained it."
Oh hell no! Who's that? Sally?
She wrapped my shit up. I ain't giving no names out. She wrapped my shit up, and she drove me to my car, and I drove myself home. And I got home. I had crutches in my car already because I had already hyperextended my knee fucking around at practice once. Common theme in this story or any of my stories is Toris is always fucking around. I need to stop fucking around. But I was messing around and drove home, got the crutches, got to my apartment, sat down, invited the homies over. They came over. We played some video games. Took a look at a couple plants, played some video games, had a good old time. And then after they went home, I remember the trainer told me, she was like, "Make sure you unwrap your foot before you go to sleep at night. You don't want it to be wrapped up." So I unwrapped my shit and I went to sleep. I woke up to use the restroom and tried to put my foot on the ground and was like almost fell. Couldn't put no pressure. Turned my light on and my foot was so swollen that you can barely tell. My toes were on the edge of my foot like a cartoon dinosaur, nigga.
You had that Josh Nichols foot from Drake and Josh. When he dropped the weight on his foot.
It looked like I had a Pokemon foot. It was round and it just had little things coming off the edge, bro. So I went to the hospital and it was broken. That was pretty funny though. Shout out all my kids that see me break my leg on my 3-day weekend before our second round playoff game against.
That was 2021.
Not Lancaster. It was somewhere out there.
High Desert, yeah.
What was that stupid team's name?
Silverado?
No, absolutely not. No, it was it's gonna bother me now. But shout out my kids for watching me break my leg. They probably thought that was pretty funny. It's a very emasculating moment of my life. Yes, sir.
I've been fortunate enough as a coach to not have a moment like that with my kids. Missing a shot. I think the worst that's ever happened to me at practice with my basketball kids was getting pickpocketed by our fucking star forward in a game of Stampede. But that motherfucker's 6'9" with probably 7-foot wingspan. I wasn't mad. I was trying to pass out.
You wasn't about to hoop that nigga up.
Nah.
He was locking your shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, bro, he's 6'9". He athletic as hell.
Passing.
But
the team was Palmdale. We played Palmdale.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. There you go.
Somewhere out that way.
I want to go back to your time at Cal Poly Pomona. Quarter system. Go ahead and you can vent really quick about the quarter system and the change to semester system.
Fuck them when they changed the semester system. No, I'm playing. The quarter system was tough, man. I feel like I went into that it's just at that time period, just people not knowing things in general. But I went into that not knowing exactly what I was getting myself into, going to a school that was a quarter system school. I'm over here looking at the camera again. And he's like, "Why are you staring at the people?"
I mean, it don't matter to me.
They're like, "Why is he staring at me?" But
it don't matter.
I feel like I didn't know exactly what I was getting myself into going to a quarter system school, and I probably would have been more successful there had I not decided that I wanted to make money more than I wanted to be at school. How ignorant of me. Why? Because there's always going to be time to make money. So you as a kid, you're getting that instant gratification of like, oh, I got this money now, I got this money now, I got this money now.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually, you're still making that type of money. You're trying to live this type of lifestyle, and the two don't cross. So you got to go to school anyways to make that bigger amount of money, or your ass cannot go to school, and then you'll just be stuck over there, stuck in your cycle.
I think I agree with that only because, I had that job at Lids when I was 19. I was making stupid money as assistant manager, supposed to be part-time, working full-time and plus overtime hours every week. Being 19, living at home, really no bills. I think I was paying my car insurance. I think I ended up picking up my car note from my mom when I got the job, and then that was about it. Paid my food, gas, whatever. But having that job, making that money, not being in school, made me feel like shit. To be honest, that's just me though. Like I felt like a bum. So when I ended up quitting that job, and I was on academic probation from Citrus, so I couldn't go back. I was like, damn, man, that was shitty. That was probably the worst I've ever felt in my life. Like a bum. I felt like I was letting my family down. My homies were all working, going to school. I was just at home, not doing shit. So I always tell my kids, even if you don't like school's not for you. I would say at least do a year of school, at least like JUCO. You get a scholarship for a year, but you don't really just do a year, finish a year, and that way you have a starting point. And if you want to leave after a year, go do whatever you want. Or if you're gonna take a year off, make sure you got to figure out in that time frame exactly what you want to do with your life, because
absolutely,
like if you're gonna graduate high school and you're like, oh fuck school, and I feel that, guys. I was out of Citrus. I graduated from Citrus. We graduated from high school 2013. I didn't graduate from Citrus until 2018, and that's because at some point in between I took about 2.5 years off fucking around. I regret it. I wish I would have finished school sooner. Everything happens for a reason. But if I could kick any knowledge to anybody younger than me, even if you fucking hate school, because I fucking hate school, go to school. For at least a year. Don't do a semester, because you ain't gonna do shit in the semester. You're gonna get like all C's or fail out. No, finish a year. Do it one more year of school, and if you don't like it, move on. If you want to take a year off, make sure you figure out in that time if you want to go to trade school, if you want to go to JUCO, if you want to apply to 4-year. That's just my opinion.
100%.
Let me ask you some fun questions. What was your favorite venue to perform at?
Woo! These are the questions I like. Favorite venue to perform at? Sheesh. Honestly, it's for sure the Glass House. I love the Glass House. I love the Glass House energy in Pomona. Shout out the Glass House if you've ever been to the Glass House. Great place to catch a concert at. Real intimate setting, But yeah, the Glass House, when we performed there, the sound was crazy. Like I look back to that time and into like the band stuff they're doing now, and I'm like, man, if we have like this type of knowledge we have now, back then we would have been on something crazy, But yeah, definitely the Glass House. Definitely the Glass House.
I was gonna ask you another fun question. I'll switch it up. Let me go to, what's your favorite bar that we used to freak? It could be past, present. What's your favorite bar?
Chatterbox, boy.
Chatterbox.
Yeah, Chatterbox. Shout out Chatterbox, boy.
Chatterbox.
Citrus Avenue, Covina.
Love Chatterbox.
Cheap drinks right there, boy.
That's the
Chatterbox. Get you some pozole outside the bar once you're done. You feel me? Nah, definitely the Chatterbox. As far as like bars we used to frequent, Chatterbox was always cool. I'm boring. I don't like the big clubs. I'm trying to sit down and just talk to people like a boring ass.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite night, like where you could say you were pretty lit? You don't have to give details. Just
my birthday.
This year?
No. That one year we went to Chatterbox for my birthday. We didn't go for my birthday, but like we went to Chatterbox because of my birthday. And Ruby pulled up. Ruby made me drink a lot of drinks.
Shout out to Ruby.
Shout out Ruby. And
she'll be on the pod soon.
She will be on the pod soon. Biggest Packers fan I know. bigger than John Carl.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out to JC. But nah, that night we went for my birthday when Ruby was there, and because she kept buying me drinks, bro, and people just kept handing me drinks, and I was taking them all down. I didn't like that line at all.
Yeah.
Let me reset that. Yeah, my favorite night was definitely at the Chatterbox for my birthday. Ruby pulled up. She bought me hella drinks. Everybody around me was buying me hella drinks. Solid time. I feel like I threw up at Chatterbox that night. That was my first time throwing up at the bar, but not like on myself or nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I just threw up in the bathroom.
Favorite drunk homie memory.
My favorite drunk homie memory was like, man, that guy is drunk.
I'll tell you Drew's if you didn't see the episode.
My favorite drunk homie memory at all is we went to Las Vegas for JC's birthday one year. And we were drinking a pretty good amount everywhere while we were gambling. And then we went to like we got bottles at like a hookah bar, a hookah lounge. So we had like a little table, bottle service set up thing. And we had left with the bottles, and the dudes from the hookah bar like chased us. We didn't run. they were walk chasing us for like a block and a half trying to get the bottles back. Where we're like, we paid for these bottles. We're not
oh, yeah. I remember hearing that story.
But we still gave them the bottles back. We just took the alcohol out. But that night, we eventually made it back to, I forgot what hotel we're at. But my boy White Silk was fighting it. And while we were over here saying goodbye because we were about to head back to the hotel, this dude was sitting at one of the tables that wasn't active and threw up on the floor. So we had to get up out of there. Shout out my boy White Silk.
Shout out.
You put his name out there.
Because episode 2, I said his nickname.
This is supposed to be like that. The White Silk shout out was supposed to be like a.
All right, well, it'll be censored. It'll be fine.
Don't put the name in there. I want to know who was watching the podcast. You feel me?
What I will say is, Drew said his favorite memory at the Henny Cave was you giving Lenny Henny to the head on his birthday.
That one birthday when we're all here.
It was just
that was crazy. That was a crazy.
And
night.
he threw up in my front yard.
Not me. Leonard did.
Yeah. I said he.
Yeah, I know. I'm a he too, nigga.
Shut your ass up, motherfucker. You here? That was Drew's favorite memory when he was on the pod. Where you told Lenny, "Yo, take that to the head. It's your birthday." I didn't give a fuck. Like I'm always very generous. If I buy alcohol, if I got it, my homies got it. But that shit was funny because I wasn't mad that he was taking it. I was mad that he threw up. I was like, motherfucker,
don't drink all my Henny.
What the fuck? You better enjoy that. Why you gonna give it right back? Like hell nah.
Boy,
that was horrible. I was a little. But shout out to my boy Lenny. Love Lenny. That shit was just funny. Your dad's a Rams fan. LA Rams fan. How did you become a Raiders fan?
I am a Raiders fan because of my family that I was around the most. So obviously, my dad was in my life. My dad is in my life. Shout out Tyrone Williams, my dog. But I'd watch Rams stuff, and it's not like I'm not a Rams fan or like I didn't enjoy watching the Rams. I can tell you about Mark Bulger and Steven Jackson and Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce and all the. We can just keep taking names back and back and back. I can do all that. But being around my cousins, like my cousin Stacy, the twins, Stashana, Trayana, my aunt Deshauna, I'm just throwing honors out at shit. But being around all them and my uncle Kevin and my mom, like that whole side of my family is Raider fans. So like as much as my dad was trying to make me a Rams fan, I'm always with my cousins. So I was like, nah, I'm a Raider fan. I'm gonna be right out of there. What a fucking mistake. What a fuck. Shout out the Raiders for the dub today. Not losing to the Tennessee Titans.
As we record today, Raiders beat the Titans.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Raiders for beating the Titans.
I actually remember the question I was going to ask you. Do you have a favorite beach trip memory? Because we used to go to the beach all the time as a group.
I love the beach.
From senior year of high school to like maybe 2 years after, we always used to go to the beach, to Huntington Beach specifically. What's your favorite beach, if you have a favorite beach memory?
My favorite beach memory is probably the one time we went to the beach and my cousin Gerald went with us.
Shout out to Gerald.
Shout out Gerald over there in Arizona doing his thing with his kid and his wife.
Crazy.
His baby mama. I don't think they got married yet, but
his lady.
You got to cut that out of there with his lady. Look at that. But shout out my boy Gerald. My cousin came to the beach with us one time, And I particularly remember this time going to the beach because
I remember.
Yeah, we left. Me, Gerald, and Rodolfo, and I think Matt.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt too. We all went up to the boardwalk to get some food, and when we came back, y'all niggas got into a fight with some skinheads on the beach. All the black people left, and then they wanted to fight some skinheads. I love it. But yeah, that was a crazy time.
That's not what happened. What happened was, I think it was Edgar and Braulio were over there.
Factual.
While these white dudes, like you said, skinheads, these motherfuckers, shaved heads or whatever.
Huntington Beach skinheads, for those that don't know.
Yeah, these motherfuckers were arguing with each other, and their girl. It was like 2 dudes and 3 girls, and the girls tried to stop the fight, and Edgar and Braulio were just sitting there, like next. They just happened to be next to them, and then as the fight kind of escalated, it got really close to them. So the big brothers, Esteban and Berto, ran in to, back up the little brothers.
My boys ran in there like some Power Rangers,
and then
they thought they were squashing shit.
We all followed. John, myself, I forgot who else. Adam Valdez. Shout out to Adam. Congrats on your 3rd baby.
Man, if there's any time I felt like I was gonna have to fight somebody, if he was around, I knew we wasn't losing.
No,
I'm telling you that shit right now.
Adam
around, we're not losing.
We all went over there. Adam was honestly trying to de-escalate that shit, but motherfucker got in his face for sure. And I remember I grabbed one of the dudes, like I held his arms, and he was like just yelling. And I was like, yo, you gotta chill. And he's like, nah, fuck that. But he wasn't moving. I'm like, I'm not even holding you crazy. Like, he didn't want to fight, bro. I promise you. He did not want to fight his homie. He didn't want to fight nobody. Because that motherfucker was, I was holding his arms like this. Just like, yo, chill. And that motherfucker's like, he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna do shit. And then Adam was chilling. Adam's like, yo, chill, bro, chill. And then some dude got in Adam's face. And then he tried to push Adam. And when he pushed Adam, motherfucker fell, scraped his elbow on the wall, on the ledge right there. And we were just cracking up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think somebody came after Braulio. And I think Edgar tackled him into the sand. If I'm not mistaken. That shit was funny. It was a funny time. I like that time. I also like the time where we had that football game against those dudes that were talking shit on the beach.
I always felt like we did everybody so dirty because like we were not showing how big everybody was playing with was.
Because motherfuckers were chilling under the tent and we were just throwing the football around. These motherfucking, I think we were like, this was when we were a year or 2 out of high school, and these kids who were like seniors thought they were hot shit or just graduated, and they were like, oh, we could beat y'all because they saw us and they're like, oh, these big ass motherfuckers can't move. And I think they ended up going up like 7-3, and we ended up beating them 10-3 or 10-7. 10-7. We whooped their ass at the end. We gave up a couple plays, and we were like, all right, it's time to play.
I'm only making this face right now because my other parlay didn't hit. Only because Emeka Egbuka came out of the game. So it hit as a flex.
Yeah.
5 out of the 6. But if Egbuka didn't come out of the game, bro,
this motherfucker buying drinks tonight.
Oh my God, I'm buying 0 drinks tonight.
Fuck you.
I'm not buying nothing.
Those beach trips were cool.
Beach trips are always cool.
Favorite musician you've ever seen?
Ooh, favorite musician I've ever seen. That's so hard.
All right, let's start favorite concert.
Favorite concert. My favorite concert. If you know ball, you know ball. My favorite concert I ever went to might have been this deathcore concert I went to with Brandon Avalos and his dad, and I feel like one of our other friends came with us too. But we saw it's like 2010. We got to see the Acacia Strain. It's my favorite band right there. Shout out the Acacia Strain. We got to see the Acacia Strain. We got to see Whitechapel that night. We got to see Chelsea Grin that night. We saw I Declare War, The Ghost Inside. And we got a special headline show from Parkway Drive, which was like this band from Australia at the time. That was really monumental because those bands all became very, very, very big in the scene. Like right after that, they were still big. Obviously, they were touring, and I went to go see them. But like right now, all those bands are big. Like to be able to have seen them all at the same time, super dope. That was my favorite from like the metal stuff.
Favorite performance or musician you've ever seen?
My favorite musician I've ever seen, man, probably Joey Badass, man. Like the first time I seen Joey Badass perform back when we were seniors, man. That like
Shout out to PE.
shout out to Pro Era, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, like that just blew my mind. Like seeing them, I ended up seeing like Flatbush Zombies, and, like some other groups within that festival, and it was just like, oh, okay, that's what we're on now. Like that I felt like that kind of opened up into where I started listening to more music and like underground rappers and just really listening to everything and not having a bias towards any music, but like just enjoying music itself. So
Yeah, I think
damn,
I'll
definitely.
say I'll give you your props. You, Ruben, and even Matt. Matt, y'all put me onto music over the years. Especially more so like when we graduated high school, like fresh out of high school. Like you said, you started hearing the underground scene, so you'd be like, oh, you heard this rapper, you heard this rapper, and then those motherfuckers would blow up after. Or even off one song, 'cause I was like, before TikTok, there was Vine, so motherfuckers would go big on Vine, like fucking OT Genesis.
Man,
And
hey, speaking of people going big on Vine, shout out to OG Mako. Rest in peace to that dude. That dude had some bangers on them little vines, man. And I don't remember we went to go see him at that
yep,
free show.
yep,
That was dope. That nigga has some pretty good
that shit
songs.
was
Man.
funny.
There are songs that he never released that I heard that night, and it makes me sad that he's gone because like I know I'm never gonna hear them songs again.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I would give y'all your props that y'all put me onto music. You, Ruben, and Matt. Um, yeah, I think who's my favorite performer I've ever seen? Performance. I probably have to go with Kanye, the Life of Pablo tour.
You went to the Life of Pablo too.
Well, I worked it.
Oh yeah, we're working CSC.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
at the Forum. I got paid to go watch the Life of Pablo tour in 2016, and as crazy as Kanye is now, that was a good ass show.
As crazy as Kanye is now, I'm gonna say this on the camera. I don't support that dude.
I don't either. No,
but music wise, he's always made great music to me. Even after the fact, when he started being crazy and putting crazy stuff out, there's always one or two tracks on his albums where I'm like, yeah, those are fire. Like those are classic Kanye songs right there. Like Back to Me.
yeah.
On was it Vultures?
Yeah,
the first Vultures Back to Me with Freddie Gibbs.
Yep.
Fire, boy.
It was even if I didn't say Kanye 2016, I would have to say Watch the Throne 2011 when I saw Jay-Z and Kanye at the Staples Center.
That's gas.
That shit was fire.
Also hard, motherfucker, won't find.
They played that song 11 times in a row that night.
What was that song called?
You can say it.
Niggas in Paris.
There you go.
But honestly,
Ham went crazy.
I'm about to go ham.
And they got on the platforms and that shit was raising up and the lights were going. That shit was
with
dope.
the like opera sound.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Church in the Wild.
Fire.
All that shit. The illest motherfucker alive.
When a couple years ago, I went to see Red Hot Chili Peppers. Floor seats at SoFi. Shout out my moms. Shout out my
sister for the Watch the Throne tickets.
But that was like probably one of the very monumental performances for me. Like just watching them play because like they play so clean, bro. Like it sounded like the record. I was like, dang, these Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they had Thundercat open. If y'all don't listen to Thundercat, you're cheating yourself. But Thundercat open, and that's like one of my favorite bases to watch. So like seeing that dude perform live was pretty gas.
One of my bigger regrets, like a year after we graduated high school,
not going to see Schoolboy Q with me. Yeah.
Oxymoron just dropped.
The Oxymoron,
and he had a free
release day, free show in the Staples Center parking lot. None of my friends wanted to roll with me.
I wanted to.
I rolled out that
but I was fucking up in school already, and then I had to do homework. Not that it helped me that semester, but I wish I would have gone. A year and a half later, you and I ended up going to
the TDE
Christmas free show
at the Nickerson Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't ever been to that, go take some toys to that.
It was dope.
Pop out, good music.
Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Absol, J-Rock. It was a great show, and even now, like obviously not Kendrick's best performance. Like, it's not that he was bad, but obviously he's done bigger shit since you did the
Man, how many times I've seen that dude perform?
fuck you. But being able to say I've seen Kendrick live was dope. Like that was really cool. I'm a huge Kendrick fan, and I can't lie, I became a fan of his when he dropped "Good Kid, Mad City" our senior year. You know, "Good Kid, Mad City" the song, the recipe, swimming pools, all that shit.
Poetic Justice
Was fire. His verse on "Fucking Problems."
What a monumental time period for Kendrick Lamar.
Do you remember? This is the last thing I'll probably bring up because this shit's funny. The rap we came up with, mainly me, but y'all helped me for our football team.
Oh yeah,
to roast the coaches.
How funny! I was just laughing about that. Like I brought it up kind of with like my team because I felt like we didn't do a lot of like this year in our program. We didn't do a lot of like team building activities. Like yeah, we say we did, and we went out and did stuff, but like we didn't do anything like a night out, like make fun of the coach's skid, or like we didn't do like a hard team workout where like you want to push the boundaries to build morale amongst the team, to build that camaraderie because we all struggled to get. We didn't do too much of that this year, so I was telling them I felt we should do a lot more of that next year if we want to be more successful. But
absolutely.
I definitely remember that.
So that to me was funny because, like I said, that's my first year going into the football team. I knew a couple of y'all. Like I had been cool with the roadshow and Eli already. I started being cool with you during spring camp, and going into that summer. Like this is the week before we play our first game, and I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know like the traditions of Covina football, but obviously the senior game.
Shout out Covina football.
The senior game at the end of the year. And y'all were like, "Oh, we're supposed to make fun of the coaches doing skits," but we didn't. Nobody came up with anything. Nobody had organized or whatever. And I was like, I mean, I could write a rap. Like, I'll write something but I don't know the coaches like that. So I think I asked for y'all help, like you, Elia, Rocho, Berto, because y'all knew the coaches better than me. Y'all been playing. And we came here and we brainstormed and we ended up doing the remix to "Work Hard, Play Hard" by Wiz Khalifa. I think overall, like, as corny as it is, that shit was funny. I think it was the perfect amount for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, like
I still quote that from time. Like it'll just pop whenever I hear "Work Hard, Play Hard." I'll think about me.
That's the first thing that comes to my head when I hear that beat. I'm like, oh, Ricky doing that rap senior year. That was guts.
I think
he played on Fox Sports West and got waxed,
and still won by forfeit. We played against Super Bowl champion Sidney Jones IV.
Played against Sidney Jones IV.
From West Covina High School.
He had to have had a pick that game. I feel like we threw like 3-4 picks that game. Right? The running back, they had Aaron Salgado.
Oh, that's right. And then they had Justin Hornsby at DN.
Names.
But yeah, I always think about that because I think somebody asked me a few years ago, because obviously I do karaoke and shit. People are like, what's the first time you performed? And I could probably go back to like 4th grade. I think I did a little jingle in my classroom for a school project. But the first time I actually performed was in the Covina High School library, senior year, the week before we played our first game in the 2012 season, with all seniors doing the hook behind me. That shit was funny. That was just such a funny memory. Like looking back, the performance was probably terrible because y'all didn't know the words, and like motherfuckers were looking on their iPhone, first generation iPhones and shit, looking like, oh, what's the lyrics?
I definitely did not have one of those.
No, not you, but like I know Frankie, Mike, Evan, like those motherfuckers were looking off the phones and shit. But that shit was funny. Like I look back and laugh at that. And we ended up getting the senior game at the end of the year, which was cool. We ended up 6-4 that year. Lost first round to South El Monte.
It was not my worst football year ever.
No.
I always think back when I'm having a bad year. I'm like, we had a pretty bad year senior year, but it wasn't this bad,
Nah.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
Do you have anything else you want to plug in right now on Slick Talk?
Yes, sir. Let me go ahead and plug this in right here. I'll plug it in. No, you guys can follow Somber. That's SOMBER.ALT. That's like where me and my friend are releasing music at. Shout out my boy JP.
Shout out to JP.
Shout out to JP. He's been with me through it all.
Blessed him.
Through it all. Through the not the first band, but the deathcore band, to rapping, to making this alternative music stuff that we're making right now. It's pretty good stuff though. Like you should really. I don't know if you should check it out, but like if you're cool like that, you know, you can check it out for fans of like Glare, or like the Smashing Pumpkins, or Super Heaven. I guess we probably sound a lot like Super Heaven, Soul Blind, stuff like that, little metalcore stuff. If you want to check that out, somber.alt on Instagram.
somber.alt.
He'll put it in the comments or something.
I'll put it in the comment. I'll also put it right here.
Shout out Obituary. Shout out Obituary, good band. Stop being dumb. Expand your mind. Enjoy all types of music. Love everybody.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Love everybody.
Man, who are you, Abel? Shout out to Abel.
Shout out Abel. Love everybody.
Fuck y'all.
Hey, ELE. Everybody love everybody.
All right, well, that's all we got for today, y'all. Appreciate my boy Toris coming through. It's a long overdue. We're going to have you back on the pod eventually.
I'm going to have another pod next year, and we're going to see the progress from what's going on right now.
Yeah, maybe after track season or...
We'll be like, after season wind down, we fucking suck. We sucked again. No.
You know what we should do? We should bring this at some point. We're going to do the lake house next year with the squad. This would be a cool thing to do, like a podcast at the lake house.
Nah, you can't do it like a podcast. You got to do it like a confession room, like
just set cameras up.
Yeah, you know,
like Jersey Shore shit.
Yeah, it's like damn, I was having a bad day. This motherfucker ate my shit. I told him not to, you know, things like that.
He said some out of pocket shit. I wanted to whip his ass, but we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see how big this gets. That'd be cool. We have the funds for cameras and shit. We definitely could do a confessional. That's for damn sure.
We can do a confessional.
And then some blog type shit. People first person camera. Anyway, appreciate you coming through. Appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Slick Talk Real Convos here. Casa Guandique, my boy Toris. Make sure you go have a conversation with somebody in your life. Could be a second, could be an hour. Go talk to people, man. Communication is important. Apparently, love is important. I agree, love is important, but not everyone deserves love. I'm just being real. That's just me.
And that's real talk on the real run. No,
the
real rundown.
I appreciate you coming through.
You almost knocked over the L cup.
That motherfucker's empty. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great weekend, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Fuck your Raiders!